You'll probably have to show me, because didn't they switch the okay.
Let's go get those mirrors where you like them. I'm on your left side.
Okay. Okay. Hey, that's thorough, man. Nobody's ever done that to me before. I appreciate that.
It's important. Huh? It's really
It is important.
So right thumb.
Okay.
Have that switch down on the top of that hand grip.
Okay.
Flip it down.
All right. We're in neutral.
We're in neutral. Now, what's important to know about this bike is it does have transmission GPS.
Okay.
Which means no matter if you have the clutch engaged or not, it'll always tell you what gear you're in.
Okay.
So if you go down into 1, it will tell you you're in 1. Okay.
Yep.
All right, go ahead and hit the starter. That's the same switch you just turned on. Just flip it down all the way.
That sounds good.
Yeah? Well, you don't need it to sound too mean. You know, it's got plenty of beef in the pants, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Your ride mode button is on your right thumb.
Okay, I'm in rain right now.
You're in wet conditions now.
Okay.
And then as you kind of cycle through, it'll go to road, which is a nice in between. It's actually the most economical version for the bike.
Yep.
And sport is the next one up.
Yep.
Information displayed here is toggled here. So you're facing southwest, trip A, trip B, outside temperature, range, and tire pressure monitoring.
Perfect.
And then nothing. Now everything you do on the screen is going to be handled with this motorcycle icon.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go to navigation, settings on the bike, phone, music, you name it. And then the music up and down is on the right hand grip.
Cool.
Displayed by the up and down arrows.
Okay, cool.
Now other than that, it's all pretty straightforward. You can handle your ride modes, like I said, in real time.
Yep.
You don't need to come off the throttle at all.
Okay.
Cruise control here.
Yep. Okay.
Other than that,
Traction control?
Yep, that's active though.
Okay.
You also have hill assist. Have you ever used that before?
I mean, I've used, yes, I have used the hill assist before. When did it come out? 2 years ago? I used it one time. It's pretty good.
This will have that.
Okay.
All the RDRS functions on this are now standard.
Okay. Yeah, that hill assist is awesome. Especially in Tennessee, it was awesome.
Now what I will ask you to do is go ahead and engage the clutch.
Okay.
Kick it down into first. And go ahead and just get a feel for that range, that friction zone there.
Oh yeah, there it is. Boy, that's short.
There you go.
All right. There it is right there. That's real short.
A little bit.
Okay.
They're not all like that. This one does have it's very ambitious.
Yeah, it is. That's a great description.
Any questions before we take off?
Wow, that is I mean, I'm just barely releasing my squeeze.
It's ready to go.
It is ambitious. All right.
The coolant system
Yep.
now cools the rear cylinder head first.
Okay.
It goes around the rear exhaust port and the rear spark plug.
Okay.
That maximizes the amount of cooling. It's obviously liquid cooled now, and then it moves towards the front.
All right.
As a result of all that, we did get more power.
Oh, I just went for the hill shifter.
And we'll ride like this, staggered. This will be me, this will be you.
Yep.
If we come to a stop sign, you just come right up to me, okay?
Perfect.
Any questions?
No, sir. I'll follow you. I'll try not to kill it.
That's all right. Ryan, if you want, we can go once through the parking lot and then go.
That's fine.
Want to do that?
Yep. Oh my gosh, this thing is light. Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm just in the parking lot right now, and this thing feels like this is the lightest road glide I've ever ridden in my entire life. And I'm not even out of the parking lot yet. Let me do a cone weave with this. We're gonna go over here to interrupt Jerry Palladino's ride. Alright, so that shifting was just a little bit tighter. I like that. Let's go back down into 1. I can go into 2 right here. Oh my gosh, this thing is... That's like Christmas morning right there, seeing a big old Harley Davidson 18-wheeler pull out. Good? Yeah, it's light. It's still a little jumpy for me, and I'm used to a hill shifter. All right, there's my blinker. Super light. That's neutral. Neutral's real easy to get into, which you really don't have to push down, and this friction zone right here is, I mean, my goodness. I mean, right there, look at that. You can't even hardly see my hand releasing the clutch, and it's ready to take off. Florida twisty right here, brother. A 2024 Road Glide. Watch out, buddy. Thank you, sir. I mean, oh God, this thing leads. It just feels good. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm trying not to give my opinion just right off the bat. My concrete opinion. I'm out of rain mode. I'm in rain mode right now. I just switched over to road mode. That rain mode was good enough for me right there. But it still has a little get up and go inside of rain mode. But as soon as I switched over to road mode, there was a lot more get up and go. But this, I love this position of the handlebars. Pretty much comes with some apes. Oh my goodness, this thing is so light. Look at this. It just, I'm barely counter steering right here. Watch that. I mean, just, I'm breathing and it's counter steering. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm gonna say this part right now is get out and get yourself on a 2024. This is a completely different road glide. If you like the Rushmore and the way that the Rushmore rides, jeez, you're probably gonna love this one. I'm trying not to fanboy out on it right now, but I am. Okay, I'm just working through the gears here. It's the really and truly the friction zone is so short, but I like it like that. I like it a lot better. So I think I'm going to go ahead and switch over into, whew, look at that, feel that. So that's still in road mode. I'm gonna go ahead and switch on over to sport mode. So I'm in sport mode right now, in third gear. I'm just gonna, whoop. I mean, I just thought about rolling on the throttle in the road glide, wanted to take off. I'm gonna back up just a hair. Oh yeah, oh my goodness gracious. Absolutely amazing. Look at that. Oh my goodness. This thing moves. This 117's got some power, baby. I'm just soaking it in right now. I mean, it is so balanced. My goodness. I'm trying not to scrape the floorboards on this new bike. That would not be nice. Oh my goodness gracious. I love the seat, man. It's in a great position right here. It just kind of holds me up. It holds me into that rider's triangle. I'm in second gear. All right, let's go to third. I don't know if you heard the guy say earlier that this bike likes the 5,500 range for RPMs. I feel like you got to be scooting to be up there. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah. I can feel the power of the 117. I keep reaching for my heel shifter though. I've got a heel shifter and I keep going. Oh, it's not there, it's not there. Man, this thing is just, oh my gosh. I guess the best way to explain this is, you know how when you're riding and you get that zen moment and you feel like that you and the bike are one? Ever since I got on this road glide, I feel like me and the road glide are one right now. I mean, the counter steering is so easy. I'm gonna get off sport mode right here. Let's go back into, we'll go back into road mode. But the counter steering, I mean, I'm barely, look at that right there, barely just pushing. And this bike, it wants to lean right into, look at that. You could probably hold your line a lot better on this bike than you could on previous road glides. Yeah, absolutely you can. I could have probably done that corner right there, that little curve, 10 more miles per hour. Easy. Let's downshift. I wish there was less traffic where I could kind of really get into some of these corners. That's that downshifting right there. Look at that. Whew. Boy, son, this thing has some engine braking on it big time. But I love this clutch right here. So they went back to the cable clutch, and I'm a huge fan of the cable clutch. I loved it better than the hydraulic clutch for certain. Whoops, what did I just press? Pressed phone. Yeah, that right there. The more you ride it, the easier it gets as far as... that was so, golly, that was so effortless. All right, let's switch back over into sport mode, because I believe we're getting onto the interstate. We are. I need to be able to merge with traffic. Absolutely. If you are ever in a position where you feel like you might be in a little bit of trouble and you need some power, you need some throttle, this 117 will get you out of it. Brakes work well too. All right, so look, I'm gonna slow down just a hair here. Half mile to the exit. I'm sure he's getting off on this exit, so I'm about 60, let's go 65. Speed limit 70. Look how fast it picked up. I mean, I just barely moved the throttle right there. And this Road Glide, oh my gosh, this 117. I can't imagine what the ST's like. If you guys have been on an ST, if you've even been on one of these, let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are, because I am absolutely loving this. This color, woo, this blue, you guys know I'm a nerd for blue anyways, but this color blue right here is amazing. All right, so we're gonna pull over right here and I'm gonna switch bikes. But what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna switch gears and give you guys my thoughts on this 2024 Road Glide. What an absolute great time I just had on the brand spanking new 2024 Road Glide. That blue, I mean, I said it in the video, you guys heard me say it, I'm a nerd for that blue color. So I'm going to tell you 10 things that I really liked about the Road Glide, the 2024 Road Glide. Starting with number one, in the very beginning of the video, you could tell I started the bike up, and for a stock exhaust, the bike sounded pretty dang good for a stock exhaust. I've not compared it to all the aftermarket exhaust out there, because obviously once you put aftermarket exhaust on there, it completely changes the sound of the bike. But for a stock motorcycle, this exhaust sounded pretty good. I was pretty impressed with it. So moving into number two, one of the things that I really noticed right off the bat on the Road Glide was how absolutely light the motorcycle felt. You know how you do that little thing where you turn the handlebars and you can move the bike up off the kickstand with your leg? Effortless. I mean, absolutely effortless. I can move that bike. It come right up. Just easy, easy, easy. Number three, the bars. From the factory on the Rushmore bikes, for some reason on the Road Glide, I'm turned like this, and after a long period of time, it starts kind of bothering my wrist right here and right here, and I find myself coming off of it doing this, riding down the road, you know, doing that. The way that these bars are positioned on this 2024 Road Glide, the stock bars, if you look back at the footage, you'll see that you're almost sitting knuckles straight forward on this bike, and it was a extremely comfortable position for my shoulders, for my wrist, and for my elbows. I feel like that you could absolutely crush miles without having to constantly take your hand off the throttle and shake, take your hand off the clutch side and shake. So number four, when I switched over, so you have the different modes, the rain modes, the road mode, and the sport mode. The rain mode, it feels like a bike that's governed a little bit, like a 117 motor that's governed a little bit. You move into the road mode, that road mode, it's less governed. And when you roll on the throttle, there's a slight hesitation between the twist of the throttle and the bike actually taking off. That sport mode and that 117, oh my goodness. Let me just tell you, you rolled on the throttle, it was an absolute instant throttle response. It was like you did this and the bike just wanted to take off and pop a wheelie with whatever gear you were in. Now, we were on some back roads most of the time, so I didn't really get to get into it because there was a lot of traffic, but I could absolutely tell. And I kind of got into it on the interstate a little bit, but still, I had to maintain the flow of traffic.
and it's not my bike. But you could just tell it had so much power that 117 wanted to give, especially in that sport mode. Number 5, the Road Glide absolutely felt more balanced than all the previous models I've ever been on in the Road Glide. It was an absolute complete package as far as the balance feel. You know what I'm talking about. You're riding down the road and you have those moments where you're sitting there and the bike feels like it's just part of you, and you're gliding and riding with that bike and everything feels so smooth. And I even said it in this video, you feel like you're in that Zen moment where you feel like you are absolutely one with that motorcycle. And that Road Glide, from the moment that I got on it, I felt like I was one with the bike. It was so crazy. It felt so light, so balanced, so nimble. Just an absolutely complete package for a touring bike. So number 6, the stock seat, the way it feels, the way you're positioned in the stock seat, the rider triangle, it felt perfect for me. Now I'm 5'10". I'm about 185, between 185 and 190 pounds. So I fluctuate. And I'm sitting there and I absolutely just sat inside of that rider triangle, completely comfortable for me. And I've said this a lot in a lot of my videos. When a company like Harley Davidson is making motorcycles for the masses, and they feel like that they've got to be able to make a bike for someone that's 5 foot all the way up to 6'5", and they position all that stuff from the stock package. And for me, my height, my weight, it felt completely comfortable with that rider's triangle. It was just absolutely right there. Number 7, the new 2024 Road Glide feels like a completely different riding Road Glide. It does not ride like the same. It doesn't handle the bumps like the same Road Glides, the previous Road Glides. When I say the same, I mean 2023 all the way back, even to the first Road Glide that came out. It absolutely rides completely different than every previous Road Glide. All the suspension, the way it's balanced, how light it feels completely different. Number 8, I love the cable clutch. I'm a huge fan of the cable clutch. Now that one was tighter than most, is what the guy from Wesley Chapel Harley Davidson said, and I liked it tight like that. It took me a second to get used to it. As you could see right in the beginning, I was, whoa, it was kind of lurching and taking off a little bit, and I was afraid I was going to kill the bike. I ended up never stalling it, but it felt so good. Number 9, the 117 has so much power for a stock bike. The crazy amount of power, especially in all the different modes. And when I said earlier, the rain mode, it felt governed a little bit. It does feel governed a little bit, but here's the thing, brothers. It feels governed, but at the same time, you feel the power. I mean, brother, you feel the power in rain mode, you feel the power in road mode, and in sport mode, you feel all the power of that 117. If you are on the fence, if you're thinking about your next purchase, and it's going to be a Road Glide, and you're thinking about, should I go in and buy a brand new 2023 that they haven't sold yet, or a 2024? I'm going to tell you this. This is what I believe, in my opinion, you need to do. You need to get out and ride on that 2023, take the whole loop, and then come back and get on that 2024 Road Glide. And you will be absolutely blown away by that motorcycle. When I got off that bike, I was just like, are you kidding me? I mean, I was stunned. I couldn't believe. I'd heard people on different YouTube channels before say, oh man, that bike's this, it's that. And I thought, okay, whatever. And then I got on it. And in the very beginning, even if you don't remember what I said, go back and watch the very beginning. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to give my concrete opinion right now. I mean, I have formed, and I tried not to. I really try not to. I've said this before. I'm biased towards Harley Davidson motorcycles. I love them. I'm a huge fan of them. I try not to be completely biased and not completely form an opinion, especially on a bike that I've never ridden before. And that was my first ride on a 2024 Road Glide. You should definitely ride both and then make your decision. And I'm pretty sure that 2024, it's going to make it for you. I want to say a big, huge thank you to Wesley Chapel Harley Davidson for letting me get on that 2024 Road Glide, a brand spanking new bike, take it out, do a loop around town with it. I truly appreciate it. If you guys are in the area, run up there and go see those guys. They're a great bunch of dudes, and they'll help you with your new 2024 purchase, or if you're just looking for a used bike, they'll help you with that too. I appreciate you watching today's episode. Guys, I'm on a quest to get to 100,000 subscribers. If you're new to this channel, please hit the like button. Please consider subscribing to the channel and becoming a part of the OMG Nation. And like I always say, keep it old school. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Stall.
So guys, if you haven't watched it, don't forget to hit that one button.
Say bye, Hardy.
Bye, Hardy.
Oh, this is recorded, by the way.
I didn't think it wasn't recorded.
Okay. Just checking.